Hey, how are you doing? It's Uti here, come back with another video, and this is the first part in a series that I'll be doing about growing my own tobacco. So, how to grow your own tobacco at home, and the whole process from seed to smoke. It's like I'll be making videos in the future about planting your tobacco seeds and then like transplanting them in pots and then harvesting them, curing them. You know, the whole process in growing your own tobacco in the in Western Europe, I mean. In Belgium, because Belgium is my country of origin, but I presume that would work in the whole entirety of Western Europe, right? But yeah, you may ask yourself, like, why are you growing your own tobacco at home? Because you can also buy tobacco in the shops, which is a fantastic question in my opinion. Well, mostly because of the exorbitantly high tobacco prices or increases that are happening in my country of origin, which is Belgium. Still, I find the tax increase too much. So yeah, that's mostly why, and also because of the process. I find it really interesting about how people grow tobacco and how it's processed and how it's been made into cigars and just overall finished tobacco product, because I find that really interesting personally. So yeah, I'll be growing 3 kinds of tobacco. So the first kind is Virginia Gold. I don't have it with me because I've already planted my seeds, right? But Virginia Gold is the first kind or strain, how do you call it? Virginia Gold, you can't go wrong with Virginia Gold, right? Then a Burley tobacco, and then Perique. Perique is a tobacco grown in Louisiana, state of Louisiana in the United States. So yeah, I thought that would be a cool mix to grow. I'm not going to be growing any Havana tobacco because I thought about making my own cigars because I'm a cigar smoker, but I thought for my first year I'm just going to make simple cigarette and pipe tobacco, because I think that would be way easier to process, because making your own cigars can be quite tricky, how to roll them, and if you have all those Havana tobacco leaves and you can't roll cigars, it's really a waste of waste of energy and time. So that's why I'll be like growing my own not growing, that's why I'll be making my own cigarette and pipe tobacco in my first year of doing this. So yeah, let's roll the clip because I'm going to show you how I plant the seeds, and yeah, you'll see. So yeah, I just took my seed trays and I started to fill them up with potting soil like so. And I just used this kind of potting soil. It's just really standard run-of-the-mill potting soil. Started to fill up those individual cells, just distribute the potting soil evenly. It's not really difficult to do, right? Then just watering them in very neatly. It's quite important that you water in that potting soil very well, because otherwise the seeds won't germinate, right? And then just top off the potting soil because the water compresses the potting soil. So you want to make sure you have enough potting soil in there, and then just watered them in even more. As you can see, I was quite pleased with that. Very excited to do this. And then I punctured holes at the bottom of each individual cell. This is quite important, otherwise the water can't flow out, and there's a risk of mold growing on your soil, which is not what you want. And I just put them in these plastic containers, right? And then this is kind of tobacco kit I used from Amazon, Cigarette and Tabak, and then the 3 kinds of tobacco, Burley, Virginia, and Perique. And I just cut them open. Comes in these paper bags, and these seeds are really small. They are absolutely tiny. So I just put them on a white piece of printer paper so I can see and differentiate the different seeds more easily. And then just press my finger upon those seeds and then I just rub them in. I don't want to have too many seeds in one pot, because otherwise you will have a very difficult time thinning them out in 3 or 4 weeks time. So I want to have like a half a dozen seeds in each cell. 6 to 8 seeds would be ideal. And then I just rub them into each individual cell. Be sure to not have too much seeds in each cell. And it's the same for the Virginia Gold. They come in these pouches. Not really difficult to do. Just put them on a white piece of printer paper. Just put them on a white piece of printer paper and just rub the seeds in. And I did the same for the Perique. tobacco, or Perique seeds from Louisiana. And then it was also very strange because I saw some conflicting information on the internet about not covering the seeds up, because some people said tobacco seeds need light to germinate. And then some other guy on the internet said, well, you need to cover them up lightly. So I just took the advice of the second guy, and it's day 13 whilst I'm recording this video. So my tobacco seeds have already germinated, so it wasn't really a problem. So, well, you can choose to not cover them up with soil, but it's like 1/8 of an inch, just a very, very thin layer. And then just cover them up with plastic, but I wouldn't recommend this because I took it off after a day because my soil started to grow mold on it. So I wouldn't do that if I were you. Just put them in a nice sunny window, and that is it. Okay, see you in part 2 when I start to thin out the plants. Cheers.